Good afternoon, everyone, and apologies again for the late start. It's always tricky to get these timings right with the different time zones, but we appreciate your patience. I've got Emirates Lions forwards coach Albert van den Berg. Darrian Landsberg is on his way. If we can maybe, by a show of hands, start the session, please. Anyone wants to go first? All right, Carl, there you go. Welcome, Darrian.
Thank you.
In your bomber jacket.
Yeah, it's cold this side.
All right, Carl, you're the first one to kick us off.
Albert, thanks a lot for the opportunity. I mean, you're sitting on in a must-win situation. You've played them already twice, won once and lost once. What do you need to change to make sure that you're going to win?
Yeah, we played them twice, won the first one, drew the second one, so we haven't lost to them yet. I think we can take confidence from that. What we need to change, if you look at our games, the past games that we've played, is just unforced errors. If we can limit our unforced errors and then our decision making, when we're on the field, when do we want to play, when we want to kick the ball, what we do after that, is very important for us. We need to get everyone on the same page. We've got a young team. A lot of experience they're getting now by playing, but we have to take the next step by saying, listen guys, everyone needs to be on the same page. Let's limit our unforced errors, make sure that we put the teams under pressure. When we're actually into that strike zone, we can convert into points. We tend to do a lot of playing but don't get the points, so if we can change that, then definitely we can win. They're a good team, they're a good outfit, they play a lot better than last year, and for us it's going to be a game where they play at home, so we're going to have to be very sharp.
Thanks, Carl. Can we take the next question? I don't see any hands. All right, Ross.
How's it, guys? Albert, obviously you guys played the Dragons over there in Wales last year, and you guys came away with a good win at the end of the season. What's different this time around from when you played them there? And, can you guys still take some good heart from that game and take it into this one?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference from last year when we played them, they're a lot better than last year. We mustn't fool ourselves that things are going to be an easy game. So they're a better outfit than last year. So it's going to be a tough game. What we need to take into this game is like the previous answer. It's like we have to limit our unforced errors. We tend to play a lot, but we can't convert into points. So for this weekend on Sunday, when we play against the Dragons, make sure that when we get that opportunities into that 22 area, let's get the points up, build an innings. We don't want to hit a 6 from every single ball, but build that innings, make sure we actually put pressure on them. And then the result will look after itself. So if we are going to go out there and we think we're going to throw the ball around based on last year when we had like a running game, it's not just going to happen. So we must do the hard work first and make sure that we build that innings, and then the result will take care of itself.
Thanks, Ross. We'll take Morgan and followed by Heinz.
Thank you. Hi, Coach.
Morgan.
The conditions that you've been playing in the last 3 weeks have been, they've been tough. So I would even say atrocious in Cork. How do you apply the lessons that you've learned with the conditions? Because you're probably going to face a similar situation this weekend again, and apply what you've learned in the last few weeks to make a winning effort this weekend.
Yeah, you know what, we can't come every year and say that those conditions are new to us. I think that cliche of learning lessons every game should be out of the window now. We're a professional outfit. When we play these teams, we should know that what's going to work and not going to work. So we did the review on that Munster game, and the way they played in the first half by just keeping the ball, putting us under pressure. In the second half, they used to win from the back. Hopefully, the message comes through to the guys and saying that whatever happened there, if it's going to happen again in a game where it's going to be rain and wind, we should know what's happening. We can't come with excuses every weekend and saying, oh, it's a lesson learned from that. So we did prepare this week in saying that, if it's going to rain, if there's going to be wind, how we're going to play, make sure that everyone understands the game plan, make sure in training that whether there's no wind and rain, we still want to create that scenarios of, yes, the wind is in our faces, let's keep the ball. So Coach Ricardo is working on attack there, making sure that we've got the ability to keep the ball for multiple phases. And then we also created a scenario with the wings from the back, how we're going to play, 1 or 2 phases, kick it in behind them, put them under pressure, let them try to get out of that situation where they've got the wind in their faces. So for us going forward is from those games, making sure that we create those scenarios in the training, all the players understand and execute it.
Heinz?
Hi, gents. Thanks for your time. Darrian, obviously, I don't think you can necessarily compare, playing in Europe and that type of experience, with playing necessarily locally. But just in terms of your past 2 years, actually, just wanted to hear how valuable was it to actually have that stint in Nelspruit with the Pumas and becoming a Currie Cup, winner, and how did that mold you actually for the challenges that awaited you when you actually came back to Johannesburg after your junior career?
Yeah, no, I think after my junior career, going to the Pumas was definitely a step up in terms of physicality and obviously the type of environment Nelspruit has to offer. Definitely much harder rugby, definitely a lot more physically orientated. So definitely got that physical aspect from that side. I think coming here to the Lions obviously opened up my mind in terms of more detail wise, and obviously understanding at this level, one mistake will kill you. So definitely having to spend more time in detail, definitely having to spend more time in obviously learning the team and what they're about. So having to put those two together has definitely, I feel like, given me an upper hand now, and slowly but surely finding my feet and building my way into this team.
Thanks, Heinz. You got a follow-up?
Yeah, just actually wanted to hear also, Darrian. I suppose also it's the type of spot actually where a young player actually can really just focus on his game. I almost want to say, get the mind clear, just focus on the game for those future challenges.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, Nelspruit prepared a lot of those type of things in terms of the physical aspect of it. And coming here into Europe, you definitely feel that physicality in terms of it being more upfront, more in the forwards game. So I feel like I've been well prepared and well set for that. So yeah, I wouldn't say there's much of a difference in terms of the physicality from the Pumas, to be completely honest with you, because there's a couple of tough boys that side. But definitely never took anything for granted here in the URC and enjoying every moment of it.
Sorry, Nyaison, just to get it out of the way.
Sure.
Albert, have you enjoyed working with your new recruit?
Yeah,
Relatively new.
It's always nice to get these guys come through and they go through your hands and you can work with them. I think Darrian is a great asset for us. He's a guy that's got a great attitude, a lot of commitment. The thing for us is to mold him into the player that he wants to be. So we're working closely together, sitting with the lineouts, looking at our options and he's off the ball player as well. So yeah, get those young players to come through and see them actually getting somewhere in their careers is nice to see.
All right, let's take 2 more. Ross, you'll be the second last, and we'll go for 1 more thereafter. Ross?
Thanks, Naniso. Just to build on Heinz's question there, Darrian, you've broken into this team now and you've got on a good run of games. Are you quite enjoying your time now, and are you quite settled in there? And you've bounced around a bit playing in the loose and also at lock. Have you got a sort of preference where you'd like to play a bit more, or do you not mind where they throw you in?
To be completely honest with you, it's anything to serve the team at this point. Get the best opportunity to play and be on the field is number 1 priority. I know a lot of the guys from my junior years as well, so fitting in was never really an issue. The guys were very accepting, very wholeheartedly, so that made it a lot easier coming back. And yeah, no, I feel like the backing has been there. So like I said again, it's for me. Playing 5, yes, I would love to play 5, but wherever the team needs me, I'm definitely there to put my hand up and serve.
Sorry, and then one last for Albert. Last week, there were a few guys missing on the injury front, like Jordan. Has there been any positive news on that front, or any guys available for this weekend that weren't last weekend?
Yeah, everyone is available. We actually flew in Peter Janssen van Vieren as well. Ruan Venter went back because of his dad. So we had to get another guy in. So Peter is in, and then Jordan, all the guys that were injured, they're all back. So they're all available for selection for this weekend.
Thanks, Ross. Morgan, you've got the last one for the afternoon.
Thanks. Coach, a bit more of a difficult question. There's been suggestions that you guys are suffering, maybe Darren can also jump in a bit from a player's perspective, that you guys have been suffering maybe from a bit of an identity crisis, that you're not 100% sure how you want to play your games. You know, while you were in South Africa, you were playing a more expansive game, then you revert back to a more forward-orientated, let's say, 10-man game. Do you think that that's true, firstly? And how do you then make sure that there is a consistent game plan that is put into action if there is such a thing as an identity crisis?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's an identity crisis. I think the biggest thing from our side, we joined last year with the Lions, and it's actually to see what is the path forward. What is the succession planning with regarding to players? Where's our needs with players? Certain players we need in certain positions. We can't be a lastminute.com team, at the last minute, just try to get players to make it work. So we need to build the culture. We need to build a team here, sort of, get that consistency in. You're not always going to get the wins straight from the start, but actually start playing a brand of rugby that we can relate to. Start building that up, making sure that we actually fill the spots where we need someone, that's maybe better for the team in that position. So identity crisis is not really there. I think it's more a case of actually just finding our feet now, making sure that we get our recruitment process sorted, making sure we get our training sorted, the guys that's in the team understand their roles, what's needed from them, build that whole package and then build it up. If we can get that whole process sort of, gelling together and going forward, we can get that sorted, and then the road forward will look brighter for us. But there's a bit of work to do. There's, whether it's from the top or the bottom, changes that needs to be made, or, things that we have to adjust or look forward to in making sure that we actually get the results we want. It's some hard calls to make, but we have to make those calls going in. We can't come every year with the same excuses and sitting in the same position and saying that, we don't have an identity, we don't know where we're going with this team. So we're going to try and build, we're going to try and change things around, making sure that the players and the coaches, everyone understands what's expected from them, and put that whole package together. We do have a young team, a lot of inexperienced players, but you know what, this is the best way for them is to get this experience now. We don't get the results, but as long as we can look after training and or the games and say, on that review process, the things that we've done wrong that we can work on. As long as there's progress there, then we're moving in the right direction. But we can't come every weekend with the same excuses and saying that we're still building. It's a process that we need to. It's a hard look in the mirror and looking at ourselves and saying to ourselves, where are we going with this team? What do we need to change? Make those calls, and then we take a step forward.
And if I can maybe get some comment on that from Darren, I'd be much appreciated. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, no, like Coach Albert said, it's definitely a building process, and you can feel it within the team. We understand that we are still building, but I think at the same time, it's just each and every individual understanding their role, understanding what it is they need to do and what it is that they need to bring to this team in order for us to grow together. And I do think that as this Lions team grows and as the experience comes in from the games that us as youngsters get, I feel like it's just gonna grow us as a team. As long as we stay together, stay tight knitted, and keep everyone together, I feel like there really is a bright future for this team. So for everyone that feels like they're sleeping on the Lions or that the Lions are not where they should be, they're getting there, and once they get there, they're gonna be definitely an outfit to watch out for. So I'm very confident in that fact, and I'm very confident in the fact that us as a team are definitely growing in the right direction.
In the right direction. Thanks very much, colleagues. Albert, Darrian, have a good afternoon and enjoy your lunch.
Thanks, guys. All the best.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Thank you.